Welcome back to Rough Restos for yet another episode on the Mk1 Golf. So as you may have seen in the previous episodes, as they've gradually been coming out, that we've made quite a lot of progress on the electrics of the Golf. So now we're going to move on to mechanicals really. We've got some electrical issues still to fix, but I think we need to start diving in really and working out mechanically what's wrong and what needs sorting out really. You won't know yet, or unless you got me personally on Facebook, but there is another car that's been introduced to the fleet. Not a classic, it's a bit more modern, different, but I'm not going to go into any detail on that for a little while yet. So you may know there's been an issue with my Mk2 Golf, but again I can't go into that yet until some insurance has been sorted out really. But yeah, for now I'm going to crack on the Mk1 and try and make a bit of progress on this old beast. We've still got a few bits to fit here then. We got the alternator belt, we got a brand new timing cover, rock cover gasket. This is the uprated modern type, which now uses the new studs, and it's a rubber gasket, not a cork gasket. And we got our brand new Gates power grip timing belt kit with a new tensioner, new stud and nut, and a nice power grip belt. So it always pays to get a good quality belt. That wasn't even expensive anyway, so yeah, can't argue with that, but I would avoid the cheap ones, especially on a car you like. This car's probably not going to do many miles, but you know, a couple of quid. If that, I'm not sure if these are interference engines or not, but if that snaps, that's engine gone. So on a standard engine, it's not worth. Well, you could rebuild it, but it's probably not worth it. Probably cheaper to buy another one, but not something you want to be going through just for the sake of saving a couple of quid. So I think the first thing we're going to crack on with is one more electrical issue. I just want to look at this alternator. So I know the bearings are potentially dead in this one. Got to take it apart. But it wasn't getting excited before. Now that, or not at least until you revved it. Now that could be because of the cluster issues you had. It could have been part of burnt out tracks. Or it could be that the alternator is also knackered as well. You know, so electrical issues and mechanical issues. So the easiest way what we're going to do here now is we've got the alternator exciter wire here, which goes back to a dash. And that would normally get excited when you turn the ignition on. It would send 12 volts to the alternator for a lamp, and then when the engines are running, that would get excited, and it would produce the voltage, kind of like almost like you could say kind of like a clutch kicks in, but not quite. So we've got no cluster in there, so we can't see any light, and there's nothing to tell it to get excited because it goes through the cluster. So what we got here is we've got a little halogen lamp and a jumper cable, and all we're going to do is put the halogen lamp and jumper cable between the exciter wire for the alternator and the positive of the battery. So when I do this, it should illuminate. So let's get set up a minute. Now I'm not sure what you can see here entirely, but if we unplug the exciter wire for the alternator, fortunately it's a female spade, so we can plug straight in this H1 halogen lamp, H1, H3, one of the two. Plug that straight in to there, and then our jumper cable between that and positive, and I'm expecting this to light up if all's fine. Yep. There we go. So we've got some illumination. Engine's obviously not running, so it's not running. We've got 12.12 volts at the battery. Now when I fire it up, if the alternator gets excited, that should then go up to 13.5 to 14.7, somewhere around there, enough to charge the battery. So let's see. Fire it up. Oh. So enough in there. The alternator chirping badly. Right. Well, the light goes out, so the alternator got excited, but didn't produce any voltage. Instead, just made an absolute racket. And that confirms the alternator is just duff. It's knackered. So we now know we need a new alternator, at least. So that's a start. Okay, I think that answers that then, doesn't it? Alternator, not in a good way. Yeah, not ideal. So, I know the belt's nice and loose anyway, but yeah, ignore that. I know we've got multiple issues. I know we've also, I think since the last video, I don't think I mentioned it, but I did find, I noticed it's revving a bit high. I wiggled the vacuum pipes, and on one of these pipes, you've actually got a nice leak. So we've got to find that out. Not the end of the world, quite an easy fix probably. Before we dive in now to the tapping noise, I think we'll just check out the situation exhaust, because I know that's blowing and the owner wants new exhaust, or at least some replacement parts for it. So we'll give the underside a bit of a look, I think, and that way we can also probably start in the air and listen out for any bottom end knocks at the same time. Here we are. This is the sort of first time looking underneath this Golf now. Okay, typical old VW or any old classic car. We've got oil everywhere, so potentially looks like the sump gasket's weeping around here at least. Newish starter motor there. Fan shroud is nice and rusty. Yeah. Gearbox is also covered in oil. Now this could be tracking from the engine, especially at the back here where it's quite wet. That seems to go all the way up to the inlet manifold, so it's probably leaking down from the rocker cover. Core plugs in the engine look good. Drive shaft seals don't seem to be leaking, just very dirty. What else we got here then? Well, we got exhaust is rusty there, but no major signs of leaks from the manifold. Rusty, so we've got a big exhaust leak. It's always a bit old. There we go. Big exhaust leak right there. There we go, so we've got two. So that's going to be our major leak there, which is on the box and not worth fixing. Not at all. Not when the whole top of the box is dented in as well for some reason. So I sent the box back, a bit rusty. Yeah, not too bad. Oh. Wow. Not fantastic. I'm sure there's going to be some. Oh, it's just different. Not great, but what on earth is this for? I'm assuming someone has tried to patch it in because there's no other reason to do that, and then they've RTV'd it, silicon on that. Oh, there you go, another roll there. So the exhaust is knackered. When both boxes are knackered and the joints in between are rubbish, it needs a new system. Probably ideally a stainless one. What else we got back here? Oh, the fuel pump and accumulator and all that stuff. Not looking great. Ferrules on all the fuel lines here, and hose are all corroding. Ideal. What about rear brakes? Back plates there, nice and rusty. Lines, bit corroded, but not too bad. Everything has just got some corrosion on it. If it was my car, obviously I'd plough a load of time into it and it'll get stripped back to bare metal and painted up. Someone has just sort of blasted everything with a bit of underseal, and it's just a bit rot on everything. Which, obviously, it's an old car. It's been sitting. Unless it's been restored, you'd expect this. Well, that's going to need some attention before that gets worse. Like, I've seen a few poor repairs underneath here as well. Front brakes. That's had new front flexies at least. Actually, what about the rear flexies? Surely. New as well. Okay. Now the brakes don't feel great, so there might be some air in them still. So I think next thing to do now is going to be to start it up and listen out for any bottom end knocks to try and ensure it's just the top end that's got the issue. Well, luckily I've just had it running and I can't hear any bottom end noise from here. I think I might check one or two of the bearings because I'm going to do a sump gasket just because it needs it. So I might check some bearings at the same time, just to be safe. Better to be safe than sorry. But bottom end sounds sweet. Oh. What else we got here? Bushes. They're not great. They're all rotten. So, yeah, that's not going to pass MOT, I don't think. Wishbones are crusty. Ball joint might have been changed a few times. CV boot, from there looks okay. That split there, or is that? Oh, I think it's getting rotten as well there. Someone's done the gate of air on the steering. So that's... Oh, no. Nope. It's all perished and buggered. Oh. Right this side. That also knackered. Not sure what you can see because I can't see much. Not as bad this side. But you're going to do one, you might as well do both. Not ideal. Okay, so they're knackered. Oh, and also the typical on a Golf, these boots for the steering, dead. Now I think you can buy remanufactured ones. They all do it, but I think changing that is a bit of a pain. Well, I guess I've got to undo the steering column, UJ between the rack and the column there. What else we got here? Other than that, the boot for the to cover the shifter, but that's not that important. Yeah, if we can get one cheaply, ideal. If not, we can probably stick that back up and glue the seam, and that shouldn't matter at all. It's not a moving part. It's not like essential. And the whole thing is just areas need a bit of work. But we've now located most of the issues underneath there. Could be a lot worse, I guess. It's not rotten, it's just aged. I guess now we can crack on with what's going on at the top. Now we know the bottom end is fairly sound. So the GoPro decided to screw my audio again here. But essentially the camshaft followers there, they don't look too bad. A bit of wear on them, but that's to be expected for the age of the vehicle. But what isn't so great is some of the lifters seem a bit soft. So determining that the hydraulic lifters really need replacing right here now. But a branded set of replacement lifters aren't that expensive really for what they are, so we'll get it done. And we had the suspicion that that was the issue anyway, so it was sort of always on the cards from when it turned up from day one. So it's nothing to get sorted. Joys. Alright, that's a bunch of stuff sussed out in this video. Until next weekend when I can crack on it a bit more really. But yeah, for now I think that concludes this video. So if you happen to have enjoyed the content and want to see more, then why not hit the subscribe button. Give the video a like, drop me a comment, tell me what you think, and with any luck I'll see you again next time. Cheers!